CIET NCERT presents audiobook Kriti, Textbook of Arts for Grade 8.
Page number 104. Dance and Movement. There is given an image of a manuscript that reads Kavyam na bhaven vina rasah na bhaven vina nrityam na bhaven vina jagata. Poetry cannot exist without emotion, nor can aesthetic sense, meaning rasa, arise without it. Dance cannot exist without emotion. Indeed, the world itself cannot exist without emotion. Shloka number 8 from Sangeet Damodara by Pandit Shubhankara. There is an image given on the left side of the page of Lord Nataraja. Note to the teachers: please provide a spacious hall for students to move and dance. The space must have ample ventilation and adequate lights. Guide the students according to their ability to adapt the principles provided below. Help them to form groups and work as a team. Pedagogy principles. Point number 1. Help students understand the importance of a relaxed body for dance and the importance of breath. Point number 2. Understand the concept of a still point and movement emerging and finishing in still point. Point number 3. Learn about the cultural diversity of India through its major traditional and various folk dance forms. Point number 4. Use of hand gestures as a communicative device. Point number 5. Expression of emotions, comfort level in expressing emotions. Encourage students to express both positive and negative emotions to foster emotional well-being. Point number 6. Learning concepts of inclusivity and gender sensitization by role-playing in traditional dances. Point number 7. Understanding contemporary Indian dance and its role in popular culture. Exploring creativity with movements. Point number 8. Learning and researching notable Indian dance personalities. Point number 9. Understand the importance of teamwork and collaborative effort in dancing. Point number 10. Holistic appreciation of dance and movement and embracing the importance of nature. The curricular goals and competencies are given on the next page. At the bottom of the page, there is given an image of students wearing ghungroos. They have also applied alta on their feet. Page number 106. CG1 develops openness to explore and express themselves through various art forms. Competency 1.1 or C1.1 expresses confidently their personal and everyday life experiences through a variety of dance and movement activities. C1.2 demonstrates flexibility in the process of collaboratively developing dance and movement practices. CG2 applies their imagination and creativity to explore alternative ideas through the arts. Competency 2.1 creates and performs dance and movement sequences that challenge stereotypes observed in their surroundings, such as gender role. Competency 2.2 or C2.2 connects elements of dance and movement, mudras, gestures, and postures with personal experiences, emotions, and imaginations. CG3 understands and applies artistic elements, processes, and techniques. C3.1 or Competency 3.1 demonstrates stage etiquette, care for stage equipment, props, and costumes, and makes informed choice while using dance and movement techniques. Competency 3.2 or C3.2 reworks ideas and expressions used in dance and movement from the stage of planning to final performance and reviews the entire process. CG4 acquaints themselves with a range of aesthetic sensibilities in regional arts and cultural practices. Competency 4.1 or C4.1 demonstrates familiarity with various local and regional forms of dance and movement. C4.2 or Competency 4.2 describes the life and work of a few local dancers and movement artists in their region and across India. At the bottom of the page, there is given an image of students wearing ghungroos. They have also applied alta on their feet. Page 107, Chapter 10, Inner Dynamics of Dance. On the right side top corner of the page, there is a QR code. When you scan the QR code, you will be able to get additional resources related to the chapter. Breath in dance. According to yogic philosophy, the word prana refers to the vital breath of life. The flow of breath that occurs during inhalation and exhalation is known as pranayama. Dance is also fueled by this life force, prana. Dance movements begin with the equipoise, that is, a relaxed spine. Breathing helps to relax the body, especially the spine, which enables the body to move with maximum agility and stability. Breathing forms the link between two seamless dance movements. Breath plays a significant role in physical dance movements and also while conveying emotions. In dance, the body stretches, bends and expands, better with an inhale, just like Yoga Asana. When it contracts, it does so with an exhale. While holding a static posture, relaxing through the breath and focusing on elongating the spine help to balance and hold the position for longer. On the right side of the page, there are given 3 images. The first image is of a girl standing with her hands raised, inhaling. The second posture is of a boy sitting in a namaskar position, exhaling. And the third is of a Bharatnatyam dancer balancing her body weight on a single leg while holding the other with her left arm. Her right hand is raised above. Page number 108. Activity 10.1. Breathing in stillness and motion. Point number 1. Divide yourselves into 4 groups. Point number 2. Each group will hold a dance posture practiced in earlier classes. Observe the flow of breath through the movement of your spine. Point number 3. Then work out a movement with expansion of the body. For instance, arms outstretched, body bending, elongated movements of the feet, while observe how breathing in helps the body. Point number 4. Next, shift into another movement where there is body contraction, such as crouching the body in fear or nervousness, and breathe out while doing it. Point number 5. Finish it with another static posture with a relaxed breath. Point number 6. Once each group finishes presenting their movement pattern, discuss how breathing worked for both stillness and movements. On the right side of the page are given 4 images. These images describe similar postures in dance and yoga. Page number 109. 2. Elements of dance. Dance is a combination of being static and dynamic. There is a moment of stillness in postures, and then there is motion in movement. Fundamentally, if you look at any movement, it starts and ends with a static posture. If you are walking from point A to point B, there will be a moment of stillness before you set off from point A and after you land at point B. In between the two is the movement. On the right side of the page is given an image of a dancer. She is wearing her ghungroos. Her right leg is raised in the air while the left leg is firmly on the ground. At the bottom of the page are given 5 images of a boy wearing a kurta and a pajama. The first image is of him in stillness. The second image displays motion with right leg raised. The third image is also of him in motion. The right toe is placed on the ground while the left foot is placed firmly on the ground. The fourth image demonstrates the boy with his left leg raised while the right leg is placed on the ground, and this is again in motion. And the fifth image demonstrates the boy standing in stillness, with both feet placed on the ground. Page 110. On the left-hand side top corner of the page, there are given 3 images. The first image is that of a painting, where the dancers and the musicians are performing at the court of the king. The second image is of a postal stamp, demonstrating a Kathak dancer. The third image is of a painting of a dancer. The postures and movements are described in various dance texts, and each dance text offers their unique interpretation and terminology. The Natya Shastra calls postures sthana and ways of moving as chari, gati, and mandala. The Sangeet Ratnakara, also known as the Ocean of Sangeet, gives us more variations of the same and includes regional variations, deshi. The Abhinay Darpanam, also known as the Mirror of Gestures, calls postures sthanaka and mandala and depict ways of moving as chari and gati. On the right side of the page is given a manuscript that reads, History Trivia. The Natya Shastra was written by Bharat Muni in the 5th century BCE. It is the oldest and most authoritative text on dance and dance drama. It is the first written record which discusses all aspects of performing arts. Bharata's Natya Shastra was included in United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, meaning UNESCO, Memory of World Register in 2025. The Sangeet Ratnakara was written by Sharangdev around the 12th century CE. Sangeeta is a composite term meaning vocal, music, instrumental music, and dance. This text is special because it is one of the first texts with an independent chapter on dance. The text follows the Natya Shastra in all its uniform stylizations, which is called Margi, and also describes various regional variations, which is called Deshi. The Abhinay Darpanam, written by Nandikeswara around the same time as Sangeet Ratnakara, was the first book exclusively on dance. Even today, many dance styles continue to refer this text. Page 111. 3. Postures in dance. According to Natya Shastra, sthanas are of 3 types: standing, sitting, and reclining postures. On the left side of the page are given 4 images. The first 2 images are of standing postures, and the next 2 images are of sitting postures. On the right side of the page are given 2 images. The first image is standing and reclining postures. The second image is of reclining postures. Page number 112. In many dance forms, there are definite male and female postures. For example, the Purusha and Prakriti Pak in Satriya. On the left side of the page are given 2 images, one of a male and the other of a female. Both are demonstrating the male and female postures in Satriya dance. Observe the different postures in different dance forms. On the right side of the page are given 4 images. The first image is of the Naurata dance from Madhya Pradesh. The second image is of Kathak from North India. The third image is of Perini Natyam from Andhra Pradesh. And the fourth image is Kud dance from Jammu. Page number 113. Notice the postures in these beautiful bronze sculptures. Isn't it wonderful how different arts are connected together? At the center of the page there are given 4 images. The first image is of a sculpture of Lord Vishnu. The second image is of sculptures demonstrating 2 women dancing and 2 musicians playing. On the left side of the page is another sculpture in a sitting posture. On the right side of the page, there is an image of Krishna's idol. Page 114. Activity 10.2. Pose the postures. On the left side top of the page is given an image of 2 dancers in Kathak dance style, the male dancer and the female dancer dancing together. Point number 1. Begin by trying the sthanas shown in the reference image above. Point number 2. Can you identify which postures feel masculine, feminine, or both? Point number 3. Observe postures from regional or traditional dance forms and try to do some postures they use. Watch from the QR code and websites from the internet. Observe your surroundings and notice how everyone stands in a unique posture when doing day-to-day activities, like watching a bird fly in the sky, drinking water, reading, chatting with friends, etc. On the right side, there are given 2 images. The 2 images demonstrate everyday activities in stylized postures. Page number 115. Activity 10.3. Picture perfect. Think about different characters from everyday life: an older person, superhero, builder, police officer, sportsperson, etc., and discuss their postures they usually stand in. Based on your observation, strike poses as various characters performing different actions to capture a memorable photographic moment. On the right side of the page, there are given some images. The first image is of an old woman walking with a stick. The second image is of a girl drinking water from a water tap. The third image is of a traffic policeman. The fourth image is of a female teacher standing with a book and in front of the blackboard. The fifth image is of a superhero. The sixth image is of a boy observing. The seventh image is of a girl weightlifter. The eighth image is of 2 girls chatting with each other. The ninth image is of a blind person. And the 10th image is of an old man sitting on a chair and reading a newspaper. Page number 116. 4. Motion in dance. Motion in dance is a very exciting concept where one can use various levels of postures, speeds, extensions, leaps, and pirouettes to move from one place to another. This can depend on the mood and the feel of the character, the patterns of the choreography like circular or linear, or the action being shown, etc. There are innumerable ways of moving in dance. As mentioned earlier, each text gives us many variations. According to Natya Shastra, charis are of 2 types: bhaumichari, which are earthly movements where the feet don't leave the ground, and the akashicharis, which are aerial movements where the feet leave the ground. A combination of charis makes a mandala. Think about different ways of moving where your feet are stuck to the ground, like dragging your feet, and then think about ways where your feet leave the ground, like leaps, jumps, etc. Gati. Gati refers to movements and walks suitable for various characters in the play. Think about how different characters walk, like a soldier, a baby, a bear, a monkey. On the right side of the page is given an image of women performing the Tippani dance from Gujarat. If you examine your regional dance style, you will notice some forms have repetitive steps, where they move in a particular pattern. For instance, the Tippani dance from Gujarat is done while pounding spices. They use their tool, the stick, as a prop and move with small jumps in a circular or linear pattern. What makes it interesting is that it is not just the dancers who move, but the whole group moves together. The sticks move rhythmically, and even the song changes speed, starting slowly and gradually becoming faster. Page number 117. According to Abhinay Darpanam, chari refers to different ways of moving or displacing yourself. It is derived from the word chara, which means to move. Examples of chari from Abhinay Darpanam. Point number 1. Chalana or chalan, simple walking steps. Point number 2. Vegini, quick steps. Point number 3. Saranam or sharanam, wide steps. Point number 4. Kuttanam, thumping steps. On the left side of the page, there are given 3 images. The first image is of a girl performing Vegini, quick steps. The second image is of a boy performing Kuttanam, thumping steps. The third image is of a boy performing Kuttanam, thumping steps. Gati is characteristic gait like that of an animal. The dancer embodies the way the animal would move. This can either be used to depict the animal or the characteristics of the animal. Examples of Gati from Abhinay Darpanam. On the right side of the page, there are given 4 images. The first image is of a female dancer demonstrating deer step, quick high leaping movement. Image number 2 is of a male dancer demonstrating monkey step, strong steps and jumps. The third image is of boys performing tiger step, powerful, weighted. The fourth image is of Garuna, bird, light and airy jump. Page number 118. Think about the dance styles in your region and observe the different ways in which they move. For instance, in Kathakali from Kerala, the sides of the feet are used in thumping step, meaning chari. In Sarai Kala Chhau from Jharkhand, the dance has many walks inspired by animals like the lion, peacock, duck, deer, bear, goat, crocodile, etc., meaning Gati. Movements to be watched on QR code. On the left side bottom of the page, there is given an image which demonstrates the foot movement from Kathakali. Activity 10.4 Spirit of Movements. Point number 1. Arrange yourselves into 2 groups. Point number 2. One group can take the various human characters like a king, queen, hunter, soldiers, villagers, etc. Point number 3. The other group can take the various animal characters like a lion, elephant, deer, peacock, snake, etc. Point number 4. While creating your movement, think about the speed, levels of emotions of the character. Point number 5. Create through a dance scene interaction between the human and animal characters and perform it in the class. On the right side of the page is given an image of 2 dancers. The male dancer is wearing peacock feathers. Note to the teacher. Teacher can play some background music suitable to the storyline. At the bottom of the page is given an image of a male teacher holding a book. Page number 119. Fifth, combination of postures and movements. A complete dance movement phrase is created with postures and movements, which are combined with movements of the arms and hand gestures. The Natya Shastra describes this coordinated movement of hands and feet as Karana and describes 108 such Karanas. You may have seen some bronze statues of dancing Shiva. The image is one such moment captured from the Bhujanga Trasita Karana, number 24 from the Natya Shastra. On the right side of the page is a manuscript that reads Hastopada Samayogo Nrityasya Karanam Bhavet, meaning the combined movement of hands and feet in dance is called the Karana. Shloka number 30, chapter 4 from Natya Shastra. At the bottom of the page are given 4 images. On the left side bottom of the page is the image of Nataraja in a bronze statue. Following this image are 3 images where a girl demonstrates 3 postures from the Bhujanga Trasita Karana. Page number 120. Activity 10.5. Dancing from head to toe. Point number 1. Arrange yourselves into 4 groups. Point number 2. As a group, create a short sequence that includes 1 static posture meaning sthana, 1 movement of the lower limbs meaning chari or gati, arm movements and hand gestures meaning hastas. Optional. Include other body movements such as from the hips, neck, sides or head, drawing on what you have already learned. Conclude your sequence by returning to a moment of stillness. Point number 3. Breath awareness. As you move, pay attention to your breath. Inhale gently when the body expands or rises. Exhale smoothly as the body releases or grounds. In stillness, let the breath settle. Calm, relaxed and effortless. Point number 4. Let your breath guide the rhythm of your movement and return to stillness. On the right side of the page is given an image of Manipuri dance from Manipur. Page number 121. Assessment. Chapter 10. Inner Dynamics of Dance. There is given a table with 5 columns and 5 rows. Column number 1, CG. Column number 2, C or competency. Column number 3, learning outcomes. Column number 4, teacher. Column number 5, self. Column number 1, CG1. Column number 2, C 1.1 or competency 1.1. Learning outcomes. Recognizes the importance of breath control in both stillness and movement and its role in enhancing presence and expression in dance. Next row, CG1, competency or C 1.1, learning outcomes. Demonstrates an understanding of the fundamental concepts of sthana or stance, chari or leg movement, and gati or gait in dance. Next row, CG1, C 1.1 or competency 1.1, learning outcomes. Creatively connects sthanas or dance postures with stylized movements observed in everyday life, showcasing an understanding of form and function. Next row, CG1, C 1.1 or competency 1.1, learning outcomes. Identifies and differentiates between various types of charis and gatis and understands their application in choreographic sequences. Next row, CG1, C 1.2 or competency 1.2, learning outcomes. Displays enthusiasm in choreographing dance compositions that incorporate a range of postures and movements, reflecting creativity and an understanding of dance vocabulary. The columns teacher, column number 4 teacher and column number 5 self are blank. They are to be filled by you. Teacher's comments and students' observations, fill in the blanks.
Kriti, you were just listening to this audiobook. Textbook of Arts for Grade 8. Narration Richa Jain. Sound recordist Mohammad Faizan Khan. Assistance in production Chetna Sharma. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.